It is Tuesday, March 11th, 2025. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning, which we've had daylight savings time, so this is what 8 o'clock would have looked like a few days ago. And I just gave the sheep a last, it was like 140 feet of the southern pasture here. So they are all here. They got out and I brought them back. It rained. Rain, apparently sheep don't like rain. They're waterproof, but they don't like the mud. And so I guess when it rained, they decided that that was a good time to break out. And they were looking for fresh grass. And north of here, there's lots of grass growing in different places. So anyway, so the sheep are here. They're back. My daughter helped me get them back. And I'm seeing some mighty fine sheep here. The dogs are with them. I was debating whether to take the dogs out of the row, but every interaction that I've seen between the dogs and the sheep, the worst it gets is a dog will go up to a sheep to sniff it, and then the sheep will run and the dog will back away. So I haven't seen any chasing behavior at all. And you can see the sheep do not mind if the dog comes in among them. So that means the dogs are not being aggressive whatsoever with the sheep. If you're wondering how I got my dogs like this, the answer is that basically since they were weaned until now, they've always been with sheep or very close to sheep. And I would set up a pen using the electric netting, and I had the rams and the wethers there. There was about 6 of them, and I just kept the dogs with them all the time since they were puppies. And when they're little puppies and they misbehave, the rams will give them a good knock on the head, you know. So they learn to kind of, like when the sheep put their head down, to back away and to avoid them. So yeah, the weather, we had some cold. It wasn't very cold, it was like in the 40s, but we had lots of rain. We got 2 inches. And then I think last week was the windstorm, and I'm not showing you guys the damage. Commentators like, I want to see the damage, or where's the damage? I'm like, if you zoom in on your screen, you might be able to see the barn that was knocked down, and some of the roofing panels that are spread out across my pasture in the northern half. You know, but that's not what my channel is about. Is we're not here to look at damage from wind. We're here to study sheep and learn as much as we can, starting from ground zero. So this winter has been a big, I want to say humiliating, but more like humilifying, I guess is a more appropriate word, experience for me and the sheep. It's my first winter with these sheep that I bought from my neighbor, and the sheep that I bought from Lampasas. The sheep from Lampasas are fantastic. I haven't had any problems with them, any complaints. But the ones that I bought that the broker didn't want, apparently the broker knows what he's doing, because he picked ones that were good and left the rest to die. And, you know, cows are pretty resilient creatures, and they tell you when they're not happy. They'll come and moo at you, you know, but the sheep, they're just quiet. They just quietly suffer. So it's hard to tell, you know, when a sheep is in pain or when they're not doing well. So I'm left looking for signs that, subtle signs that they might not be doing well. And the other thing too is I really can't do much. I don't have the infrastructure and the experience to do much to help them. I was watching a video last night of this guy showing how easy it is to take your own stool samples and count the number of eggs in the stool samples. And I admit that it's probably a $500 investment on my part to get that set up. And then the one piece of the infrastructure I really don't have is a good way to pin the sheep up and to handle them. That's something that I do have a pen in the northeastern corner of my pasture. That's the opposite side of the field here. So I do get them in there like once every 4 to 5 months or 6 months, depending on how quickly I rotate them. And that's the one chance I get to kind of handle them. And then I don't want to leave them there for more than a day, you know. But from all the research that I've done on sheep, the only, where's that dog going? I don't see any. They go after birds sometimes in the sky. There's something else out there. Oh, that dog was barking at my neighbor's bull too, telling him to stay away. I thought that was pretty funny. But the one thing that I've learned, all my research and reading and stuff, is that the best medicine for sheep is fresh pasture. So rotational grazing is kind of the best thing you can do, and putting them back on the same spot of ground every couple weeks or every month or whatever is just not a good recipe. And it's good for the pasture too, to keep them moving. So that's what the electric wire is about, is to keep them moving. They're going to be here for probably 1 or 2 more days, and then I'm going to move them down to the pen sometime this week, and then I'll get a chance to look at them really closely, and I'll document and categorize and stuff like that. And I'm still debating. Yeah, I'll just document and categorize. Guys, don't climb on me, okay? Stop. Okay? You're supposed to be guarding sheep, not playing with me. Thankfully, those guys stay on the road. They don't leave. They don't follow me when I leave. They know that much. I think the netting helps to teach them that. I spooked them, not the dogs. Anyway, yeah, oops. Yeah, don't get in front of me. I won't step on your feet. Anyway, fresh pasture, and the other surefire way to handle sheep and treat their health is the culling, aggressive culling. So that's what I plan to do. Well, not now. When I get my numbers up and I have the luxury of culling, then I'll start aggressively culling. I probably should, if I was a smarter man than I am, and I wasn't so curious, I would probably go through and take all the sheep that are even slightly not healthy to my eyes and let them go. Sell them while I still can. That way they won't cause me heartache and worry. I think I'm starting to be able to see like what's a good sheep and what's not a good sheep. But my big worry is that I'm gonna miss something that says, hey, that sheep is actually good and you got rid of it, or miss one that's bad and not get rid of it. So I'm giving myself time to learn what sheep are supposed to look like and how they're supposed to behave. Anyway, so right now I'm just getting my numbers up, and if that means I'm breeding 6 sheep, then I'm breeding 6 sheep, and relying on the natural course to do the culling for me. But when I get more experience and I have the eye, like it took me probably a year before I could really tell which cow was getting fat, which one wasn't. I mean, you guys that have been doing this your whole life, or you guys that have been doing this for a long time, I don't know if you remember what it's like to not know anything. That's me. I really don't know much about sheep at all. But there's only one way to learn, right? So, anyway, those are my scattered thoughts. So, that sheep right there, let me zoom in on you. You see that one? The one with the black head hiding behind the other sheep. Her condition has dramatically improved over the last 2 weeks. And I was pretty sure she was a goner. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not confident enough yet to make the call. Unfortunately, or fortunately I guess, I'm able to see more and more about which ones aren't doing well. And then when my predictions come true, what is that on her side? Did she get poked, or is that just a bump? Let me take a look. Anyway, yeah. I imagine experienced sheep herders would look at that sheep and say, get rid of her right now, But this is a recovery case. This is one that really wasn't doing well. Somehow she recovered. So, anyway. Yeah. But I'm getting more accurate. Pretty soon I'm going to be able to say that one's a goner, get rid of it. You know, you can see here the dogs are just moving towards the sheep and the sheep are moving away. And did the dogs chase? No. Whatever chasing instinct they have is pretty much gone with the sheep. There's something over there. They're smelling her. They're like, there's something over here. Come take a look. I'm gonna go look and see what they're looking at. I don't see anything. There might be something hiding in there somewhere though. This is the time of year, I think, when I start to see lice. So what that means is on the cows, at least, I haven't had these sheep for that long, but on cows you're going to see little patches of fur that are missing. That's the lice that are attacking them. It's going to go away when it warms up, and there's really not much I can do about it. I think even Greg Judy's cows get lice, but it goes. They recover pretty quickly. And the other thing that I'm really keeping a close eye on is the manure patties. So I've been feeding them protein about 50 pounds every 2 days. Well, exactly 50 pounds every 2 days, because that's what I've been doing. So I've been looking at the manure patties, and they're improving a lot. And I'm not seeing any watery ones. So they're doing pretty good. Trying to keep the cows on hay. The rain messes with the hay. They don't like to eat wet hay, apparently, especially when they step on it and the mud gets in. That's when they start mooing at me. I'm like, there's plenty of hay, it's just wet and dirty. And they're like, but it's not to my liking. So yeah, once the grass really starts coming in, you're going to see their weight just go berserk, hopefully. Except number 10's already fat. So, right, number 10? Yeah, this is what some of the patties look like. These are a little bit, that's at the edge of acceptability. And I've seen some that are a little worse, but then I got patties like these that are coming back. So that's a good patty there. So it's I think Greg Judy's rule is 4 to 6 inches is too tall. So what that means is, if you took your hand from your fingertip to your knuckle there, that's about 4 to 6 inches. So if you could stick your, and I'm not going to do this, if you could stick your hand in there and it comes up to your knuckle, then you need some more protein. So so Greg Judy's protocol, he is a big fan of fescue, and we can't grow fescue down here. So I rely on ryegrass, volunteer ryegrass. I haven't seeded this pasture for years now. And ryegrass is not great in the winter. It's not even good. It's just not even present in winter. We get a little bit in the autumn, but there's nothing growing in the winter. So we have the leftover Bermuda grass and some other grasses, which has no nutritional value by the time you get to winter. And so here in Northeast Texas, I just don't see a way, aside from buying high quality hay with lots of protein that stays in the winter. I don't know what kind of hay that is. I'll have to figure that out. Protein's going to be a must in the winter. It's just, yeah, it's not good down here in the winter. So, but spring is starting to spring. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. You have a great day. Take care and bye-bye.